Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans, and we are here with episode 9 of the CFC podcast with our lovely friend here, Mr. AJ Allen. Thank you so much for coming on.
No, honor for having me, man. I appreciate it. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. And actually, it's funny. I mentioned this before we went live. For those watching who know that I'm from Winnipeg, I promise you I'm being held at gunpoint for this one with the Saskatchewan hat. And if this footage somehow doesn't make it live, Rick has a picture that I'm sure he'll post all over the place so that no one will ever forget.
Hey, I'm sure you did it for me when I had to wear the Argo hat.
Oh, I didn't need to do it. Connor was going to do it for me, so we were good.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah. So I guess we kind of like we typically like kind of learn about you through your career, kind of leading up till now. So I guess probably our first question would be like, what was it like growing up in Burlington, Ontario, and what was your experience playing sports growing up? This would be to like say the end of high school.
Okay. Growing up in Burlington, Ontario, and playing football there, wasn't a lot of people like me of color, but it was awesome nonetheless. That was kind of like that first taste of that football locker room where it didn't really matter where you came from. You just come together, and it's absolutely beautiful, man. I truly think the world should be a football locker room because it'd be a great place to be in.
Oh yeah.
So I played at Emma Robinson. Not a huge school. We weren't the best. So, I mean, that was that. I got recruited to go to Guelph right after that in my senior year. Played 5 years at Guelph. 4 years. I got drafted in 2019.
Yep.
And then the COVID year happened right after that. So I had to come back to school afterwards. And then I won stand-up Defensive Player of the Year in 2021. Had a great season, All-Star, All-Canadian, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And here I am now.
There you go.
Little tidbit as well. I don't know if I don't know if you guys know this, but I played with Nathan Rourke growing up in Burlington Stampeder Pee Wee football.
Oh, there you go.
Tyke, Pee Wee, like all the way up until we couldn't play anymore. I also played with Josh Palmer, receiver for the Chargers.
It's funny. We didn't have that written down. However, we did have, I think Rick, you took this from what? The Rough Rider website, right?
I did take it from the Rough Rider website.
That you and your teammate Kean Schaefer-Baker were chosen 5 picks apart in the 2020 draft.
Yep. Yes, sir. He was drafted before me, and we were both drafted in the 4th round. I think he was drafted like pick 2 of that 4th round, and I was pick 7.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just a little back history here, AJ. I don't know if you knew when I was coaching. Okay, this is showing my age here. I'm 37, but okay. When I was in high school, we never had a junior football league in Hamilton, so we had to play against Burlington schools, St. Catharines schools. We played against your school back in the day.
Oh, no way. Really?
That's back before they had junior football league in Hamilton.
Yeah, because all they had was the Hurricanes back then, if I remember correctly. All they had is Hamilton Hurricanes, but that wasn't a junior football.
We're talking about like grade 9, grade 10 football.
Yeah, you're talking about like You're not talking about like CJFL or anything.
No. We're talking about like high school football.
Yep.
There you go.
That's insane.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Small world, boys.
Yeah. So next question is, what got you into football?
Oh man. So in grade 4, that's when it started for me. I love video games. I've always loved video games. I will always love video games.
What video game? I got
any of them, man. I love Madden. I'm getting it in 2K, but I was a huge Call of Duty and Halo fan back then. Huge.
Oh, there you go.
Huge, man. I'm still elite on the sticks, 100%. But back then, my mom just wanted to get me out the house. That's what it was. So she saw a ad in the paper for a tryout for the Burlington Tyke Stampeders, and I went, and I turned out to be pretty good. So I started my career over there at defensive end, and it's history from there.
There you go. And then, I see you had this already answered. There we go. And so did you always, so you said you started at a young age of 4, and that you started at defensive end. When did you kind of make that transition to linebacker? And are there any other positions besides linebacker and defensive end that you had played? And this is a question actually from Adam of the CFC crew on Discord.
Gotcha. So to be honest with you, I've been pretty fluent at those two positions my whole career. In Guelph, at the University of Guelph, I played Will, Mike, Sam, quick, rush, and boundary half. I've started games with all those positions.
There you go. So you're just all over the place.
So all over the place. In high school, I played quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and linebacker. I got it. This right here, it's a pocket rocket right here. I can launch that thing. That being said, I have vision problems. I can't see if you pass 10 yards. I don't got it. So I see. I was Michael Vick back in the day. I had rushing touchdowns. I could throw it if you were like naked and waving your arms. Maybe. That's about all I got for you. So that's all. That's the position list. But even now, like I've played strong side defensive end in the CFL. I've played Mike. I've played Will. I've played Sam. And technically free safety depending on the defense as well.
There you go. If you're naked and waving your arms, he can pass it to you.
You know what I'm saying?
He's got you set up.
I need you to be like as visible as possible. Well, I didn't have contacts back then, so I had a 50-50 chance. And I wasn't wearing them damn goggles.
I will say that is one hell of a way to explain that. So what would you say is like, what do you really enjoy about the linebacker's position that has kind of made you stick with that a bit? And like, what's kind of your favorite part about that? And this is actually another question from Adam of the CFC crew.
Gotcha. My favorite part about it is the fact that it's the best of both worlds. That's you stop the run and you also start the pass. That's one part of it. You're always involved. And as well as usually linebackers are leaders, and that's what I wanted to be as well. So those are two things that kind of led me to it. And that's why, you work on your footwork for pass drops and also pass rushing. You get the best of both worlds there. You are a versatile option if you are playing linebacker, if you ask me.
There you go. No, it's definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
So the next question is, this is kind of a 2-part question.
Okay.
Best university memory. Now, one has to be football and one has to be non-football.
Okay. Man. I'm going to go football. The year I was playing defensive end, I got 3 sacks in a game.
Oh, nice.
Versus Queens in 2019. I was on their ass. I was definitely on their ass. Also in that game, it's in the end of my highlight tape, but there was 2 offensive linemen that played a little bit dirty. They started punching in the ribs during the play. So what I did was I tossed both of them. Both of them. And that was awesome. So not only did I get 3 sacks, they got thrown. So that was fun.
There you go.
Definitely not what I thought of. I thought something completely definitely down.
No, he threw him around like Kurt Angle. That's what he did.
Threw him around like Kurt Angle, man. Come on.
There you go.
I'm not one to play with.
I was thinking like going on like in between them and doing like Vince McMahon like under the legs like.
No,
that's what I thought.
I did have a friend that did that though. Yeah, he didn't care. He didn't care if you're wearing a helmet or not. If you do something stupid, he gave you one. Walked away. That was it.
Rick, the way you're doing this, you're making me think of like Super Mario, like with the
Mario Alford.
There you go.
Outside of football. Man, we've had some great times. Me and my boys.
I thought you were gonna say the parties back in university.
See, I'm not a huge party guy, but
same.
I did go to a few parties. I can't say what happened, but we had a good time. There's been some parties like St. Patrick's Day was a fun time. We had a team house at that point where the parties were at. It's called 707. That was a fun time as well.
So I kind of have like a little follow-up question because I never went to university or college.
Mm-hmm.
So what are fraternities really like in university? Because I never went to university.
I got you. Yeah, I have absolutely no clue. I'm black. We don't do that.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
We don't do that.
Okay.
The hazing, the stuff like I can't do it. It's a little bit too much. There's not many fraternities, at least at Guelph. I know there was one, but I haven't heard.
They're big down in the States, just not.
They're huge down the States.
Oh my goodness, it's crazy.
Mandatory. It's mandatory. But no, we don't have many of those. At least at Guelph, at least.
No, it's funny because you'll see stuff down in like the States where they'll be like, yeah, we rented out like a big gym for like our fraternity to have a party, and there's like 200 people there, and you're like, what the like? I don't even know half these people. Like,
I don't even know 200 people. Who the hell?
Exactly. No, definitely. So how was the so you had played at the University of Guelph, and then that was kind of when you made your transition to the CFL. So how was the adjustment from playing football at the university level to coming and then playing it at the CFL level? And how is the game kind of different?
Man, because when you play in Canadian football in college, it's virtually the same as Canadian football here. You're just facing bigger people. The playbook got a lot deeper for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the mix of playing with Americans definitely changes it up a bit. Facing guys of that different size with NFL backgrounds. That was definitely just taking some getting used to. Also, most of it though was personal. It was really believing that I can do it, that I can, play at this league and play at this level. Because the conditioning is the same whether you're in college or in the CFL. And always try to get stronger, but you play linebacker, you're not going to be strongest in the room, and you're not going to be the fastest in the room. That's not how it goes for the most part. But yeah, most of it is just a mental, not necessarily physical. It was mostly a mental adjustment of confidence, and then, everything kind of stems from there. Confidence in footwork, confidence in scheme, confidence in ability, things like that.
Absolutely. Here, I'll let Rick get the next one here. I think you got that.
Okay, so the next one is... So this is a fan question.
Okay.
You've played in the CFL 2.5 seasons, I believe, correct? Or is it?
Yeah, this is my third.
Okay. What's your favorite moment in the CFL so far?
This was asked by usernames are hard on Discord. Apparently, Buddy had a hard time making his username. So that's what he just called it. That's lovely.
So far playing in the game, I've had a few, man. I blocked a punt in my first year. And that was huge.
I think I made sure to actually put that in the tape because I found that when I was looking through some film that you had for your video there. So I made sure to put that in because I thought that was really special.
Yes, sir. Blocked the punt. Gave that ball to my mom.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a real special moment for me. Winning Labor Day last year was huge. Absolutely huge. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. We did that.
I know you did. I was in the stands watching.
Yeah, that was awesome right there.
Yeah.
And then man, the first game my girlfriend came to, I got 3 special teams tackles. So
there you go.
That was awesome too. Yeah, those are probably my top moments, like top tier for me.
Absolutely. Now, we've kind of heard from a few different people on how they manage their school life versus their kind of football life when they're in college. And just kind of some of the differences depending on where they were going to college, whether that was in the Southern United States, Northern United States. So when playing in the CIS, how did you juggle kind of your football schedule with your school schedule?
Yeah, it was just huge time management. That's all it was. I was a double major graduate, so I graduated with honors in criminal justice and public policy.
There you go.
And I double majored in political science, which helped in that 5th year. So cool. And yeah, it's time management, man. It's being able to watch your film, and do your homework at a high level with the
Absolutely.
amount of focus necessary and attention to detail necessary, um, to do that. So I know, like, it was long days. Do your workouts, and you're doing homework till like 11, but you got to get it done. It's important, right? So yeah, time management was the biggest thing. Just being able to plan ahead and make sure I have enough time to do the assignments that are, coming at you right now. Also, having some cool teachers help too, because some deadlines are impossible to meet. So bless those teachers that gave me an extra few days or so to help me out there. But yeah, time management, being able to organize yourself appropriately is the biggest thing that helped me.
Absolutely. So when it comes back to, if we're kind of going back towards the CFL, there's a lot of different stadiums that you get to play in. What is your favorite stadium to play in? And I'm going to say one CFL, one non-CFL. And this is going to be from a question from Rough Rider on the CFL Discord.
Okay, so outside of Mosaic, which is absolutely the best stadium to play in.
It's gorgeous. I have to begrudgingly admit that stadium is
Absolutely
beautiful.
Outside of that, I still never played in Toronto, but I want to say,
Like, was there any like CIS stadium? I guess they don't really have like big stadiums.
we don't have like big stadiums, but I mean, Guelphs was obviously pretty. I can't say the schools I went to though. Queens was a good stadium. That place was rocking. Western was also a good stadium to play in. Those two are pretty good.
There you go.
Little known fact, AJ, I don't know if you know, but 2013,
okay,
Ticats spent their whole season playing out of Guelph Stadium.
I did know.
That is the year that they had Tim Hortons Field, so we know what it's like to play at Guelph.
Yes, I did know, and you guys used to sell at the Hill. They had stands over there back then. Yep, we know. Mm-hmm.
There you
go. So yeah, I'll go with in the CIS, Western and Queens outside of Guelph, and in the CFL, I'll probably go Winnipeg. That's a pretty elite stadium playing, especially on Banjo Bowl. I used to like BC, but that turf is horrible.
Is it really that bad? Like, what's kind of like the big problem with the turf there?
It feels like it's brand new every time. I don't know how.
Does it just feel like really stiff, or
it's really really slippery, like really slippery, like extremely slippery.
I was like, does it feel like AstroTurf or something? Like,
it feels like Astro. It feels like AstroTurf for sure.
Oh boy,
yeah, it's. So, I don't know how those guys do.
In Saskatchewan, do you guys use grass or do you guys use turf?
We use turf.
So, and you said you've never played at BMO yet, correct?
I have not.
So, BMO actually uses grass.
Yes.
Because they use the same field as Toronto FC. So you'll be in for you'll be in for some interesting.
Mm-hmm. I gotta get some new cleats for that one.
Well, the good news for you when it comes to BC Place is I believe they're hosting one of the big soccer games going on next year. Like I think it was Copa America or whatever. So because of that, they'll have to change to natural grass. So maybe hopefully for you, they can stick with that afterwards.
Hopefully, man. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But also the Grey Cup is there this year. So I'm in 40 either way.
You better get used to it.
I'm in 40 either way. We play them on Saturday. I'm in 40 either way. I can't avoid it.
Absolutely. So now that you've played with the Riders you're going into your third season. So if you weren't aware before, which I'm sure you probably were, about the massive rivalry between the Bombers and the Rough Riders. So what do you think about the rivalry between these two teams? And this was from Argonet on the CFL Discord.
I think the rivalries are important. I think they increase intensity, focus. I remember in college, at least, Guelph's rivalry was Western. And I had a teammate hate Western so much that he went through every pregame sheet and crossed out every W he could find. He walked around campus with tape, and he taped up every W he could find. He hated them that much.
Oh my goodness!
And that and that created so much intensity and preparation for that game. So I think they're important. As for Winnipeg, I hate y'all. I hate y'all as a team.
Yeah.
I hate y'all as a city.
It's mutual, my friend.
I hate the way that what Kendrick say. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. He was something like
that. That's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said.
No, I have some dogs in that team that I absolutely love. But as a team and as a city, as of right now, yeah, y'all can kick rocks barefoot.
AJ, I kind of have a follow-up question for you. So you've seen the highs and you've seen the lows in Saskatchewan.
Yes, sir.
And with how big Regina's fans are in Regina, do they give you guys the business when you guys are on your lows?
Yes.
Because like us Ticat fans, like right now, I'm not going to lie, our defensive coordinator is the most hated person in Hamilton right now. So I was just wondering, like
revolt right now.
It's even worse up here, man.
Oh, really?
Worse up here. I heard a story. I heard this from Brett Lauder. I heard a story that the years before he came here, that there was a kicker who missed a game-winning kick, and they burned his lawn. They burned his lawn.
What?
It is tough. It is tough to be. For example, it was tough to be Cody Fajardo. It was tough.
Oh,
yep. You hear it every time you go out, man. Even like, because I'm not a huge name. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not. But I was at a community event, and people were talking to me about, y'all suck. What y'all doing? Fix this. Fix that. Man, I'm here for y'all right now.
Oh no! In Hamilton, I don't know if you've ever seen that Simpsons episode where they have the flaming pitchforks.
Yeah,
it's almost like that in Hamilton. Like we have this post game show with one of the local radio people. It's called The Fifth Quarter, where fans can call in.
Okay.
And like I said, now, like Mark Washington is the most. Like fans were looking at their phone thinking that he was going to get fired come Monday morning because of how bad we lost to BC like last week. They're like. Yeah. Like, what does it got to take? And it's like sometimes, like fans can be ruthless sometimes.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's like, well, and I think this kind of applies to. I think this probably applies to pretty much every team, but it'll probably be a bit amplified in certain markets where if a team's not performing or if they're just not able to get it, even if they're playing good games, if they're not able to get that final win. Everyone's looking for where's the finger pointing, so that's
100%. Everybody's looking for someone to blame, and I mean, as a football player in a football organization, a finger's got to go everywhere. But it's not so much one person's fault, man. It never is. It is a collection. It is a collection. We are a team. Yep. We are an organization.
Absolutely.
Nothing goes across the board, and it's easy for fans to be like, just a
win as a team, you lose as a team.
You win as a team, you lose as a team, right? And it's easy for fans to be like, it's just a defensive coordinator. When in reality, maybe he taught someone how to do something, and he just didn't do it right that play.
Yep.
Or it's possible that he gave the wrong play call. There's so much things that go into it, and that's not as easy as just firing the defensive coordinator either. Because imagine trying to learn a whole new defense in the middle of a season when you have a week to prepare. That's not the answer. That's not the answer.
Or at least you didn't play in Edmonton that 1 year when they lost. What was it? 2 seasons in a row.
2 seasons in a row. They didn't have a single win at home. It was last year. It was the first. Last year was, I think, they got their first win at home since the pandemic.
With my boy Trey Ford at quarterback. I remember that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's vicious sometimes, man. Even like because Edmonton was a losing team last year too, and people didn't notice this as well for the most part. But like those guys, for the first like 9 weeks, every 3-4 weeks, Edmonton would cut like 8 guys, 10 guys.
Oh yeah, no, the turnaround was crazy.
Turnaround was crazy, right? You're sitting there, and I'm watching special teams tape, or we're watching defensive tape, and these guys aren't here anymore. They're not here anymore, right? I'm looking at
especially for special teams, because that's probably when a lot of those guys are able to get some field time. That's where a lot of them were at, right?
So we got a whole new punt team, a whole new every few weeks, and we're in the West, right? So we play them 3 times a year. So we practically played 3 Edmontons at that point. Yeah. 3 different quarterbacks. At that point they had Cornelius, Daggy, and Ford. You know, the turnover is crazy. Everybody's looking for somebody to blame, but it's really not that easy.
Absolutely.
Okay, AJ, this is a big money question. It's a 2-parter.
Okay.
First off, what's your favorite restaurant in Regina? And this is from Tim from Facebook.
It is called Memories Dining Bar. My man Thomas take care of me. It is a great place. It's a little bit on the higher end, but they serve amazing food. They got elite service. It is a great environment. Took my girl there. It was incredible. So Memories Dining Bar is my favorite restaurant here.
I'm just trying to think. What would be like one to do, like if you're to take a restaurant from Ontario?
Yeah.
Like, are you talking like kind of like Montana's vibe?
Like
no. This is an actual nice restaurant. We have Montana's up here too.
No, I'm just trying to think of one that you, because you're saying high end, so I'm just trying to think of like a.
Are we talking like Cactus Club or
higher
than that? Ooh, there you
go. So this is one where you have to like get dressed up and fancy.
Yes.
Okay.
I would have
the Keg maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to think here.
Even better because it's not a franchise, right? It's
there we go.
Franchise.
It's just one down there. Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's just one down there. So I don't really know what to compare it to.
Oh, okay. So
5 stars.
Huh?
5 stars?
5 stars from me, man. That honestly, even being from Burlington and going to restaurants in Toronto and stuff like that, I would say this is still one of the best restaurants I've ever been to.
Oh, there you go.
And that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm a tough food critic.
So
absolutely.
Carter, that means that we have to bring dress clothes.
It's funny. Yeah, no, I literally was just thinking about that. I'm like, okay, so this is going on the list, right?
Put it on the list.
There
we go. Put it on the list.
So
you tell him AJ sent you. He gonna take care of you, man.
Oh, so the next question is kind of the second half of this question. Apparently, all I've heard is Regina's Houston pizza in Regina. Houston. Have you ever tried Houston's pizza in Regina?
I have not tried Houston's pizza before.
Apparently, that's a bomb place because there's friends of mine that I know that are originally from Regina that now live in Toronto that are season ticket holders. They go back and forth. And apparently that's the place that I was told to go to on my trip when I go out is Sin Pizza.
I'll add it to my list. We as a LB group, we go for the past 3 years now, we've been going to dinner once a week.
Oh, there you go.
Just trying to bond and get closer together. So I got a pretty decent list of restaurants, but not perfect, So we're gonna add more. Like that's actually where I was coming from today. So we just had.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's where we were just at. So
nice.
I gotta add it to the list, man.
That's probably really important, especially just as a linebacker core, in the sense of communication on the field is big. So if you're able to get a really good sense of communication off the field, that probably actually does translate onto the field, whether intentional or not.
100%. And on top of that, I feel like this is probably one of the only businesses in which we like our coworkers. So the more you like them, the better.
That's
fair enough.
So the next question is what fun, because I've heard that Regina's kind of like the farm culture type thing. So what fun and interesting things are there to do out in Regina during the off season or during the regular season in your downtime?
Nothing, to be quite frank with you, nothing. And that's okay. Me personally, I don't do much anyway. This is why this is one of the perfect places for me to be at. There is I'm trying to find stuff. Obviously, like when my girlfriend comes down, we get up to a lot. Like we go mini putting.
Nice.
We like playing pool. Saskatchewan, Moose Jaw does have one of the best and biggest mini putt outdoor facilities like around. I think it might be maybe even in Canada. So that's huge. There is a really nice spa as well. We went there as well.
This is in Moose Jaw, right?
This is in Moose Jaw as well.
Nice. Yeah.
In Regina, I would definitely say that the games are the biggest attraction for sure.
Absolutely.
Personally, as well, I like Saskatoon more. I think it's a really nice city. Um,
I've heard that before. Yeah.
yeah, Saskatoon, in my opinion, is the better city.
Yep.
More to do, looks better. There's a zoo over there. That was fun too.
There you go.
Went there.
It kind of reminds me of like the Friday. I'm sure you've seen the Friday night lights where it's
Yep.
just like there's nothing to do, but everyone just goes to like the one place Friday
About
nights
that, yeah, yeah.
for football.
Yep. It's around there. So I mean, if I'm gonna compare it to virtually every other city, yeah, there's nothing to do. To be quite honest with you.
Although sometimes maybe that's a little nice, just having it be a little quieter, and it's not just like, because like some places where it's like, especially like, because I even remember one time like when I was in like New York or whatever, and I'm trying to like sleep, and we're in like Manhattan. I'm like, this is gonna be difficult. Like
it is a zoo. No, yeah. It is kind of nice to there's nothing to do here. Which
downtown Winnipeg, nothing but sirens. That's like,
yes,
that's a big problem with Winnipeg. There's no such thing as a good night's sleep in downtown Winnipeg.
I mean, you could also be like AJ Ouellette and living in a trailer park.
That's what he's doing. Yep.
I've heard some stories about that.
Yeah, him and Dalkey. Jaden Dalkey is doing it too. Yeah, they got a nice setup over there, man.
That it's funny. Like, I heard that and I'm like, it doesn't surprise me that the guy that looks like this like jacked Viking lives in the trailer park and that's all he needs.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%. Yes, sir. Yeah. And he loves it over there too, man. He's real. Yeah, he loves it over there.
If you're happy, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
There you go.
And it's apparently it's not too expensive.
Oh, even better.
That's probably lovely.
I mean, it's much cheaper than Toronto went. I promise you that.
Oh my god, I can't.
Anything is better. There's a lady
as a whole is probably just really expensive.
100%. 100%.
There's actually someone that lives across the street from me who actually moved from Toronto to Hamilton because of how much of a price difference.
It's astronomical, man.
Oh my goodness. Now, getting back a little bit to football here. We've been going all over the place. This has been great. One interesting aspect about football is how literally when it comes to weather conditions, if there's no lightning, the game continues. So weather conditions can have a significant impact on the game. What's the most challenging weather you've had to play in? How did you adapt? And what is your favorite weather to play in?
I love. Okay, I'll start with the start of the question. I'm jumping. I have been blessed to not play in the negative 20 games, negative 30 games here in Regina. I've been blessed. Also, you can say it's a bad thing because we haven't made the playoffs since I've been here. But let's take that part out of it, right? Let's erase that part. The most challenging one I played in was in university. It was made it to the Yates Cup in 2018, and we played Western at Western in minus 25. How did I adjust? One thing I was told to do was Vaseline. It helps keep you insulated. Vaseline. I also bought a hand warmer. Didn't work that much, but it looked cool. I wore a bunch of layers. Wore a bunch of layers. I think I wore 3 or 4, to be honest with you. But honestly, that's about all you can do. Other than that, everything hurts. That's just the reality of it. You run as fast as you can. And
try to stay warm like that.
Try to stay warm when you can, but everything hurts at that point. So it's mental though. It truly is mental. Once you can get over that mental aspect and playing that, you will get over the hump. Because I mean, I'm seeing a bunch of these American guys out now, and they're like, "Man, I don't play in minus 10. I don't play in minus 5." I'm like, "Man, I wish it was minus 5. The hell, I could live with minus 5. I could ball out at minus 10." Minus 25, get me off the field. Cancel the game. Man,
reschedule.
Reschedule everything. I don't care if it's just me. Get it done.
There you go. So what's your favorite weather to play in?
Fall, man. Fall. My favorite weather to play in from September to October, maybe August to October. Like that 10, 15 is perfect for me. I love that. You get heated up when you need to and you cool down when you're not. It's incredible. That's my favorite one right there.
There you go. Yeah, I know.
When you guys go
what
ahead,
were you gonna
Carter.
say, Rick?
I was just gonna ask him a follow up for that Yates Cup. Was that in snow? Was that in snow?
It was snowing, but they did clear the field.
Oh, okay.
It was snowing though.
Yeah. No, just because I remember playing football in high school, and I played as a center, but I couldn't snap with a glove. It screwed up my rhythm. I was so used to just like I couldn't change it like that. Like that was what I knew. So I remember when we had a game, it was like minus 25, 26, something like that. And I had to buy a handlebar like the day before, and I'm like driving to like all the different places, like because of course they had sold out because everyone planned ahead and I didn't. I was the dumbass. And so I finally get my hands on this, and I'm like that thing did hardly anything with everything I had, but
I'm telling you, man,
it changes the game completely. And it's like it just becomes a slip and slide of people falling all over and slipping on the snow and ice.
100%. I don't know how LaShawn McCoy did it. I don't know.
Yeah, jeez.
His cuts were crazy, and it was minus 10 in the Buffalo, and the snow was everywhere. His cuts were crazy. I don't know how he did it. I need them cleats. I need them knees.
Even here in Hamilton, like we don't get like cold weather. Like maybe the odd, minus 10, 12. Yep. It's like, but like as soon as you get outside, it's like I can't even imagine what this fall is going to be like.
Yep.
Come playoff time, and you guys have to play in like minus. A friend of mine told me it was minus 35 in Regina when they hosted the Grey Cup the 1 year.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was minus 25.
No. I'm saying with the wind chill. It was like minus 35.
Well, the wind chill will do it. That like the wind chill,
and that's what I'm saying.
God, the wind chill can be worse than the cold itself. Like,
yes, it's absurd. Yeah. The week after I left here last year, okay, I left on a Tuesday. The next Tuesday, minus 52.
Jeez,
man,
oh my!
My car wouldn't start. Your car won't start in minus 52. It won't.
That's why even if you got it plugged into the block heater, I don't even know if it does anything.
It still might, and that's what I was about to say. I didn't notice until I first came here, but cars out here are sold with block heaters. They're not sold like that in Ontario. I didn't know that.
It is literally mandatory in Prairie provinces. You need one, or you are screwed.
You're screwed. I didn't know that was a thing. So I was like, wow, minus 52 is diabolical and should be illegal in all provinces.
Yeah, no, I remember when even it was, I can't remember, I think it was 2 years, but it was 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember. It was when the Bombers hosted the West Final, but this was the year after the season got canceled for COVID. And so because of that, the whole season got pushed back. So I'm literally in the stands in December for the West Final. I'm thinking, God, it's not even the Grey Cup yet. I'm so happy we're not hosting it this year. Oh my gosh, it would just be just torture for the players because I'm sitting up there and it's like gets to halftime. I'm like I'm chilling and I'm gonna go chill in the shop and then come back out for the third quarter.
100%. I'm gonna warm up my car at this point. Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
I can remember that because Grey Cup was like minus 5 for us that year.
Yep. Yeah, big difference. I'm cool with minus 5. I'm cool with it. I live with minus 5. But
minus 5's lovely.
Yeah, that's absurd.
So we got our next one here coming, and this will be actually kind of a bit of an interesting one here. Is that you've been able to play with 2 different head coaches now in the CFL with Corey Mace and Coach Dickinson. So how is kind of the vibe different between the two or between the 2 locker rooms? This was a question from Ryan Coop of the CFC crew on Discord.
Gotcha. I will be professional.
Oh, of course.
The difference in the locker room was huge. And they just have different leadership styles. I will keep it at that. They have different leadership styles. And because Coach Mace was a player back in the day, and I feel like that makes a difference for him because he's able to connect to people a little bit more and on a deeper level because he's been through it. So
I didn't mean it in a negative way. I just meant
you're
way it was different.
You're totally good. It's just it's easy for a lot of people to chill in that situation.
Oh yeah, no.
No, just the fact that he's been through it. He knows how it feels like after games and after those padded practices and stuff like that. So he knows how to take care of us. He talks to us man to man with respect. He's not one of those guys that hides anything. He's completely honest, and that's something everybody can appreciate and respect.
Absolutely.
Obviously he used to be a D lineman, so he loves his D line guys and he loves defense. So me personally, I love that as well. It's helping us all. It's helping us all out a lot right now. So it's just we got a different level of focus, intensity, and leadership in there, and I think it's definitely affecting this locker room in a right way.
Well, you guys have certainly started off on the right foot, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. My goodness, you guys have just been killing it. Yes, sir. Rick here, get with the next one.
No, just a quick follow-up question. Have you ever played for an offensive-minded coach?
I did mostly in college, almost exclusively.
So is there a difference between playing for an offensive mind coach and a defensive mind coach?
Yeah. Technically speaking, I've played for all three then, because I played for offensive-minded coaches all in university. Craig Dickinson obviously was a special teams coach, and then you got Mace, who was a defensive coach. There's a big difference between the three in terms of what we emphasize and how we practice and what's allowed and what's not allowed and what we talk about in meetings versus what we sleep on or forget or just less emphasis on. So there's a huge difference for sure.
Yeah. That's probably also very beneficial to you as a player, kind of seeing a coach when his focus and his expertise is in the defense, and you see kind of the way he runs his defense, and when you are with an offensive-minded coach and you see that. So even if necessarily that's not the coach you're with anymore, there's little things that you can kind of pick and pull from everywhere that you can probably put into your game that probably helps you quite a bit, I'd imagine.
100%. Yeah. If you take the time to try and understand things, for sure. But honestly, at the end of the day, too, half the time head coach is administration position, right? They're making administrative decisions. They're not necessarily coordinators unless you're, Coach Mace or other coaches in the league where you're head coach and offensive coordinator or head coach and defensive coordinator. But there's a lot of times where, it's just an administrative position. So from guys that I have coached with that were, head coaches and offensive coordinators, for sure. You learn a lot and kind of pick their brain about how they try to plan things and how to try to attack things. And the same with Mace, you're learning those things on the other side as well. So yeah, big difference. And able to learn if you pay attention.
Absolutely. There we go.
And
let's let this one
go to you, Rick. Are there any? I'm going to I was going to say do this as a two-part because I'm sure there'd be other non-CFL linebackers, but any linebackers, past, present, that you would admire or draw an inspiration for in your career?
I'll go with the CFL. Larry Dean, that's my guy right there, man. I learned a ton from him, and I continue to learn from him to this day in his role we got here. But his preparation, right? That dude was 32, 33 years old, and he played every game. So that's important. You don't see that often. So I learned from that. I learned from how he prepared for football games, what he saw, what he didn't see, how often he watched film, just how he played as well, how he thought, how he tried to disguise things, how he attacked this, how he attacked that. Larry Dean is someone I try to implement in my game as well. I think he's an elite linebacker, and he was when he was playing, and because of that, who wouldn't want to put part in that game? Part of that in there. I always tell him, man, because obviously I haven't played a ton of defense in my career so far, but I always tell him I'm trying to get like Larry without Larry reps. So that's how high I see him on my board.
There you go. It's minus 25. Getting the reps tomorrow. There we go.
You know what? I'm sick.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. Yeah.
Listen, I don't need the reps that bad. All right.
There you go.
I have a cramp.
The reps can wait.
I got a cramp. Some people say get it by any means. Some means are necessary. All right. Some means are necessary.
Yep. Absolutely. So in preparation for when you do have a game, A lot of people listen to a lot of music in kind of their preparation. Is there any particular songs or artists that get you pumped before hitting the field?
Yeah. I like Meek Mill. I like Drake. I like Sleepy Hollow. I like Dusty Locane. Some Future.
There you go.
What else I got? What else I got? I got a whole playlist.
There you go. Check it. Pull it up.
Oh, I got here. YNW Melly, Dr. Dre.
Oh, nice.
Nipsey. A ton of Nipsey. A little bit of Roddy Ricch, but before he was ass. I said what I said. I don't take it back.
That's okay.
No,
Kodak
speak from the heart, man. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like Kodak as well. A little bit of 21 Savage, some Migos, J. Cole. What else I got?
So definitely a rap guy.
Yeah, I'm definitely a rap guy. I'm not one of them. Definitely a rap guy.
Absolutely. Of course. Yeah, it's funny. I'm very selective. Like I like some older rap. I kind of grew up in like the rock and roll and the metal and all that sort of stuff. But I've definitely listened to a bit of some older rap. It's something I definitely need to dive in a little more.
Go ahead, man.
Absolutely.
If you need some recommendations, let me know. I'll put you on.
Yeah, send them over afterwards, by all means.
I bet.
There you go. So besides, I guess, the music, what are are there any other pregame rituals that you have?
I play chess before games.
Really?
That's something I picked up in these last 3 years. Yeah, I really love playing chess, and it gets me thinking. And it gets me thinking quickly. But that's what I do. I got the chess.com app on my phone. If you ever see me on my phone before a game, that's probably what I'm doing.
That's probably the most interesting answer we've gotten to this question. We've asked it a few times, and a lot of times like, I'll have this to eat. I'll listen to this music, or maybe I'll go on for a 30-minute walk or whatever. Chess. It's funny. It makes total sense when you say it. Like, it gets your brain thinking. So is that just something that you just kind of started doing, or did someone recommend that?
I started doing it these past 3 years in the league so far.
There you
go. Mostly last year and this year. I'll just put on the music. Sometimes if I'm a home game, I'll be in the tub or just in my seat or whatever. But I like playing chess. It gets me, it just gets the mind thinking. And before this, I used to play Call of Duty before games. And I did that because it really increased what I was able to see.
Oh, yeah.
So my hand-eye coordination improved.
Looking out of your peripherals.
Getting 100%. And then I was able to see a lot more. So those are my two. But I don't bring my console up when I'm up here anymore. So I had to switch, and chess is what I'm at right now.
Sees a guy start running. He's like, I gotta increase the KD.
You know what I'm saying?
Run after him.
You know what I'm saying? Because especially with all this waggle and stuff like that too, I was able to like boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? I was able to see it all. So it actually really did help.
That is such an interesting. I'm fascinated by that. That's very. There's so much not what I expected, yet it makes perfect sense.
I am a nerd. I will own it.
Oh, absolutely, man. No,
I'm just
such a nerd. I get it. There's nothing wrong with it. Take pride in that, man.
Hey, if you're talking about the whole nerdness, before Madden 24 came out, on PC, I had Madden 23. I would mod my games so I could put CFL teams.
Oh, that's crazy.
Jersey logos and all, and rosters.
That's crazy.
Did you have the rosters? I knew you had the jerseys and all that stuff. I didn't know you had the rosters.
This was...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had
AJ Allen's getting a buff in the next update, right?
Yeah, come on, man. 85 overall minimum. All right.
And not only that, the one
pregame shot of him playing chess in the locker room before they hit the field.
I kid you not, the one off season I went
Checkmate,
and I made
bitch starts the game.
Yeah, let him know.
This was the year that Tim White and Terry Godwin came in, and I went and I made all of the off season moves.
Okay.
The only downside is you can't play them in franchise, but you can play them in quick game.
Gotcha.
So I was doing seasons,
quick
Toronto against this and this and that. But they'd play out of the NFL stadiums, but you would have them wearing the jerseys.
Yep. Yep,
And
no, that's insane.
that was
I have a friend as well that did the same thing. He would make the CFL teams because he's also a Hamilton fan. He's got season tickets and all that stuff. He would make all the teams, all the rosters, and he'd put them in Madden, and he'd be one of those guys that like actually make the list and all that stuff.
So the interesting thing before I get into the next question, with EA Sports coming out with their college game next week, they're gonna have team builders. How many people do you think are gonna come and start to make CIS teams?
Oh, that's crazy. I have a few friends that will do that.
I didn't know there was a team builder in that, Rick. Now I'm starting to understand why you dropped so much money on the pre-order.
Gotta get it done. Got to.
AJ,
Rick, I'm trying to save money. You're making this difficult.
Don't do that. No. I'm trying to convince my girlfriend to buy it for me. I don't care how much.
AJ, I went. I kid you not. I went and dropped because I'm not an Ultimate Team person.
There you go.
Gotcha. Well, you shouldn't be in college football. You shouldn't.
No. But I went and dropped $150 just for an early 3 game, which I found out today. You can download it on Saturday. You can play it. You're supposed to get 3 days, which would have been Tuesday. We get it on Monday.
Oh wow!
And they have 132 FBS schools in the game.
Huh. Yeah, you're gonna have to put Guelph up in there. Yeah, you're gonna have
In NCAA 14, I kid you not, I had McMaster University.
There you go.
And that.
Now I might have to get. I'll have to play a game against both of you guys. That's what happened. I'll need to grab it and play a game against you guys. There.
Get it done, man.
Absolutely.
When I had a few roommates that were my boys in on the team as well, and then we in NCAA 14 we made ourselves, and we played against Bama, LSU, Ohio State, all in the same console, all in the same room.
Oh hell yeah!
Pick up 3 controllers and get it. Oh man, it was so fun.
That would be crazy.
It was so fun. Best linebacker in the nation, by the way.
There you go.
So the next question is,
what overall guy? He's crazy.
99 overall.
There
yes, sir.
What was the most challenging moment of your professional career, and how did you overcome it?
I think the most challenging moment was the first year I became a professional. Because again, I got drafted in 2019, and that's when COVID hit. Right after that, so for me that was pretty tough because I didn't really know how to prepare. So I came into camp overweight. It was a tough off season. All the gyms were closed. So I tried personally to, go run on fields, go run on hills, just try to get that conditioning in somewhere because I'm not getting it in the gym. But the grass on the hill at least got too hard to run on. So I tried running on the street. But people stopped shoveling their driveways. So there's just not much you could do after that. I refuse to run in Timberlands. I'm not that type of dude. So it got pretty tough mentally right there because that's kind of the point where I didn't feel like I could do it. Yeah. So yeah, I came into camp overweight. Wasn't feeling myself, felt underprepared, and it kind of showed in my play at that time. So that was kind of a time where it kind of was the most challenging because it's at the start, right? It's not like I built some steam and stuff like that, got into it. I didn't get started yet. So that was probably the most challenging part. And I think that was the biggest difference for me going back to school in 2021 and then coming back to play was the fact that I had that opportunity to go and play football again at a high level, one of the best in the country at that point, and come into camp and feel more confident in myself and my preparation and where I was physically.
Absolutely. And so like how exactly did you overcome it? Like what was kind of was there a turning point, I guess, where it really, you felt like you were starting to kind of hit your stride or?
Yeah, honestly, it was just I learned a lot of lessons in that because on top of all those things, like we came into camp and I got to see how it looked, see how it worked, and I realized myself that I didn't pay enough. Everything has a price. Everything has a price in this life. Happiness, love, especially this sport as well. Everything has a price, and I think that's kind of one of the things that I said to myself. I didn't pay enough. I did not earn this. So that was kind of my turning point of just realizing where I was at, just being realistic. Here I am. Will I work hard enough to get out of this spot? Will I prove myself right? Will I have that opportunity to? Just kind of having that realization point is probably my turning point, because at that point I was able to be like, okay, this is where I'm at. Let's organize how I get to where I need to be. Let's organize a training schedule. Let's organize a running schedule, things like that. So that's probably my turning point, is just, kind of being realistic with myself.
Absolutely. Setting goals, achieving them, and just making progress slowly but surely.
And then once you reach one goal, you set another one. And once you hit one goal, you set another one, and so on and so forth.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome, and that's exactly how you got to do it. You can't always just put out that, the big goal is always nice, but if it just seems so big, it can really. It's funny. It doesn't. I don't think it really makes it harder from a physical stance. It makes it harder from a mental standpoint.
And that's the hardest part.
Oh, 100%, no question.
To train discipline takes forever. Yep. Right? Because with discipline has to come patience. Whatever goal I have now, I understand that I might not reach it this year, let alone this month, this week. Yeah. Right? It takes time. It takes preparation. It takes constant effort to do those things. The same way you have to maintain relationships with your loved one, your girlfriend, your mom, your sister. The same way you got to maintain your relationship with this football and the discipline that it comes with it. So constantly working on those things is what's going to get you to those goals. And that mental part is what's going to get you there, because when motivation fails, that's where discipline comes in.
Absolutely. So if I'm just going into here, I'm going to grab this one here. So having played for various teams across different leagues, how do you adapt quickly to new environments and new playbooks? Just because I'm assuming you've probably seen a few different playbooks from the defensive side, especially with the coaching change that has now happened in Saskatchewan. Yep. I'm sure there's some different looks on the defense. How have you adapted kind of to those different playbooks?
Well, it's I kind of had a blessing in university. My defensive coordinator, his name was Dennis McPhee. He was actually Hamilton's D-line coach before he came to coach with us, and he brought in a type of CFL playbook in terms of how to learn it and stuff like that. So that kind of helped me in my cheat sheet. But again, like I said earlier, I am a nerd. I absolutely love this game, and I will learn the ins and outs, especially being a linebacker. I got to learn the front, the linebacker's job, and the DB's job. So the preparation for that is just time and time management, being able to know where everyone's supposed to be, being able to tell people where they're supposed to be, being a leader, and that comes with knowledge. So that's kind of how I approach learning these new playbooks. It's just being a nerd with it, right? Taking the time to ask questions, taking the time to understand, drawing up where everyone should be. I got like 3-4 notebooks. Just getting my things right, making sure I know everybody's job on every play, and that's kind of the difference, man. It's just same drive, just different league.
Absolutely. So our next question here is actually pertaining to you off the field a little bit. How would you spend your time during the off season?
For the most part, I'm pretty boring. I hang out with my beautiful girlfriend. I hang out with my family, and I train. I lift weights and I play basketball for conditioning, on top of other sports and sprinting and all that other stuff. But yeah, that's about it. I'm looking into this off season, getting into working. I'm hoping to get into something with law. Nice. And see if that can kind of, open some doors and open bridges, because it's never too late to have a plan B, so get into that early. I'm still pretty young, so try to get on that early. But not too much, to be honest with you. I'm a pretty boring guy.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because back in the day, who was it? Was it Craig Butler? Someone from the Ticats. I can't remember who it was. They used to play football, and then the offseason, they'd go sell like car insurance or be like a mortgage broker or something like that in the offseason.
Mm-hmm. No, there's a lot more guys doing that than you think.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot more guys doing that than you think. I know Keenan LaFrance has his own firm.
Oh, there you go.
He has his own business firm, so he does that in the offseason.
So, what kind of business? Like, what kind of firm?
I think it's marketing.
Oh, nice.
Pretty sure it's marketing. It could be accounting as well. But
Nice.
yeah, he's got his own firm and everything. So
There you go.
he's doing that
He's set.
like probably while he's playing, to be honest with you. I have some teammates that own properties, so
Yep.
they take care of those in the off seasons as well. Makes them a ton of money. What else? What else? What else? I have a teammate as well right now that works at a coding firm.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. He works at a coding firm, so he's doing that all off
Nice.
season as well.
Here's an idea for you. You should go think of like a sporting activity thing and just make your own business in the off season, so that, because like you said earlier, there's really nothing much to do in Regina, so that you can get more people.
Could do something like that. I mean, I do I have done camps. I do camps.
Oh, nice.
As well. Just trying to give back to them kids, man, because I love
Absolutely.
it, and I never had nothing like that growing up. So
Yeah.
definitely trying to give back to those guys for sure.
Well,
So I do those, but that would be a good idea as well.
Yeah. Well, that's actually, it kind of reminds me of when we had Mike Alway on here. He was talking about Purple Shift and how he's trying to get that, his app and whatnot, about how it allows kind of, he was saying about how there's tons of great players out there. It's just no one is finding them. And so he was actually talking about how with Purple Shift, he was able to, so anyone's able to get it on their phone and they'll set up to record. And with the technology that it has, if you go and you do like your vertical, you don't even need to measure it. It'll just measure it for you. You could do sprints and stuff, and it'll keep track of that, and it'll post, and it'll kind of take all these different things into account and post scores. And so he's trying to then get some scouts using it. And so it allows, that's what he's been trying to do. And so I found that a bit interesting. And even around, I think it was 2 years ago, this is actually, Rick, this was even before you had kind of joined the show here. When Jake was running it with me, we had Johnny Augustine on, back.
Yep, that's my guy right there.
And what would you say?
I play with him as well.
Oh, there you go. So, and he was telling us about how he does real estate in the off season. In the GTA, and how that's his plan, post football, and then also just during off seasons, and just whenever he's got time and feels like doing it. So
100%, yeah. So that's kind of how it works in this business. So like,
absolutely,
it's a crazy blessing to be, make a decent amount of money in the 6 months, and then be able to work for the other 6 months if you want or can. That's an incredible blessing if you look at it like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So this next question, this is actually a fan question. It's a non-football question.
It's from Ryan Coop of the CFC crew on Discord.
He wanted to ask, how good are you at bowling?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I'm not elite though. I'm probably, but my best games are maybe 20 over 100. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a pool guy myself.
And a chess guy.
And a chess guy as well. Come get checkmated anytime, you know what I'm saying? I'm not too elite. I'm not.
When you play pool, do you go are you for the rules or against the rules? So do you just shoot wherever, or are you one of those people that straight up
for the rules?
Where you have to call the pockets and everything.
You only have to call the. I only call the pockets on the last ball in the 8 ball.
Yeah, you gotta call your shot in the 8 ball. Yeah.
Yeah, I call my shot in the 8 ball, but outside of that, no. Actually, half the time, if I don't have a shot, I'll just say something cool, and I'll hit it as hard as I can. That's my technique there.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's how I do it. Don't hit the 8 ball in, obviously, but that's my mindset there. At
Smack it hard, hope for the best.
You know what I'm saying? There's
absolutely.
Hopefully. So yeah, that's my mindset there. But I'm for the rules. I like to whoop people's ass legally. You know what I'm saying? So
there you go.
For the rules, yes, sir.
There you go. And now this next one, it's funny. We've had some interesting answers for the next one. Actually, especially from a former Riders player. This was what is the most unusual or strange thing that you have had to sign for a fan?
A watermelon.
Watermelon. There you go.
I signed an emptied out watermelon. And that made by George Robb. I didn't. That's the first time I seen it before.
Yeah. You played for Saskatchewan, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I didn't know people was wearing it. I didn't know that. I also signed a car.
And actually,
Was that one of the answers?
Well,
No, there's actually
Michael Howie. He signed a car engine, so it was very similar. That's what I thought.
There you go. Yeah. There was a guy. That in training camp, and he drove a car up, and it's been signed by Riders of Past and Riders of Now, and I signed a car. I didn't think I'd do that.
So you've now made you've now made your mark.
I'm on the mark,
vehicle.
Man.
No,
yes,
it's
sir.
funny.
Made my mark.
It's funny. We don't always talk about this, but the most unusual one we had, because he played in Saskatchewan, I gotta share this. It was oh my gosh. It was Wayne Smith, former offensive lineman. He had played for the Ticats. He had played for the Argonauts. He had played for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And he was at, I want to say it was an autograph signing at a mall, I think, somewhere in Regina. Okay. And he had to sign Saskatchewan Roughriders women's underwear. Yep.
But hold on, AJ. AJ, it gets better though. It gets better though.
She'd kill me.
So hold on. It gets better though. The mom brought it for the daughter.
She's like, yeah, this is for my daughter. And so Wayne like signs it, and he was telling us, he's like, am I like a home wrecker? Like, what's going on?
She'd kill me. She'd kill me. My girlfriend would kill me. I can't sign that. She'd
like.
You know what? You have the right to say you don't have to sign whatever.
I will respectfully, or depending on how aggressive you are, disrespectfully decline that invitation. I'm not signing that.
Okay,
that's a big can of worms you probably don't want there, man.
I kind of have a follow-up question, because this thing drove me nuts the other day, and I won't mention who on BC Lions, but I found it kind of respectful. So I have a thing where I carry around, it's kind of like a flag, and usually I get it signed by Ticat players, or, you know, if you're not a big name player, I like to go up and ask people to sign it. If you're at a road game, someone came up and asked you from the home team for your autograph, would you sign something for them?
Yeah.
I was told by this offensive player, I'm not signing your flag because you're a Ticat fan and I'm a Lions player.
People do that though. I get that.
Like, I just thought like that was like the most big. So here's the thing that it makes me mad.
That can be interpreted so many different ways.
That's what I'm saying. I get that.
No, but I mean, at the same time, you wouldn't be playing if it wasn't for fans putting money in owners' pockets.
True.
So it's like, you're able to fill out your dream because of me, and you can't take 5 seconds to sign an autograph.
He can, just not yours.
Oh.
You can't just.
You're wearing the wrong color, Rick. You wanted the autograph. You should have.
No, but because you think about it. You think about it, right? Yeah. It is a choice.
Yep.
It is a choice. I do not have to sign anything.
Nope.
But
that's just it. Do you think some guys are meaner or nicer based on if they do and do not sign things?
No, but I just think like it would be cool. Like, okay, so let me ask you this: if and I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Are you good?
If you were a player and you're my favorite player, and I wanted you to sign. Say I got a Ticat jersey with your name on it. I know it would be awkward, but I'm just using it as an example.
Okay.
Because people in my city, we get our last names. We all get like random people's names, everything on it. I go to play. Okay, I'm gonna get Alan on the back of my jersey. Go to get you to sign it. You don't sign it. You know, like I guess
that
it all
also
depends on
again. I feel like this also just depends on the player. The sense of like there will be guys that will be willing to do it. And there'll be guys
that won't.
Just won't.
Because in that situation, if I'm your favorite player, why did you get my name on, not my jersey?
Fair.
Because you could have been someone that I would have been following you from your university days. So what? I'm supposed to have like a university jersey of yours?
No. When I have a pro jersey, I play for a pro team. You get a pro jersey of mine.
I guess
you don't get a pro jersey from them and put my name on it.
I guess.
We have a whole writer store. Yeah. They deliver.
I've heard some strange stories about that writer store. Like, you guys have everything and everything that you can bloody think of.
It's
in that store.
I will say
bigger than the mall.
I love IG Field. I love the Bomber store. The Saskatchewan one is like 4 times the size. And even though it's that green I don't want to have, it's one of those things where I'm like, man, if there was bomber blue everywhere, oh my God.
Now, is that in malls or is that in the stadium?
No, that was in the stadium. The one at the stadium.
It's in the stadium, but it is all. We have rider stores everywhere.
Oh, it's all over the place.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. It's funny. They have like a bomber store up
one.
Occasionally. I know they had one at St. Vital Mall in Winnipeg, but most of the time there are some places. Because the thing is that a lot of places in Winnipeg, at least for Blue Bomber stuff, there's already a lot of other sports stores that sell bomber stuff. There's really just not another need for a bomber store, except there is Jets gear, like Winnipeg Jets stores for hockey and whatnot all over the city. We got some of those. But it does not shock me that there are rider stores all over the place.
All over the place. All over Saskatchewan, let alone Regina. I know there's one in Saskatoon as well.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
I mean, who would have thought going to Canadian Tire in Ontario, going to get tools or something for your lawn or something? Oh, let's go pick up some Ticat merch at the same time.
That's what it is, right? Because you could go to Walmart and get a Sask shirt. You can
Shut up.
Yes, 100%. You can go to Canadian Tire and they'll have a row on it. 100%. It's everywhere.
Well, and that's the thing. Even in Winnipeg, at some of the stores that sell bomber stuff, a lot of them, they might sell a few other CFL things, but if there is anything, it's most likely Saskatchewan because they're so close and because there is, people who maybe grew up in Saskatchewan, moved to Winnipeg and vice versa and that sort of thing. And so even though in Winnipeg there are places that sell rider merch in Winnipeg along with bomber merch, very much side by side.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you on live, and I know you're gonna say yes to this because I'm going out. Because Carter did it for Michael Ioway when Michael Ioway was on here.
Okay.
When I come out in October and I get an Allen jersey, you're gonna sign it for me?
No question.
Okay,
yes.
Fair enough.
Without a doubt.
There,
as long as it's not Ticats one, Rick.
That's what I'm saying. I play. I have a jersey.
No. Well, no, because usually people go for the big name players and stuff like that, 100%. Right? Now your merch is
big
making
name player. This guy's a 99 overall. I don't know what you're talking about, Rick.
You clearly didn't see my college score. You clearly.
Hold on.
Okay, I'm a 5-star recruit. I'm the best linebacker in the nation.
So I have this banner that I have to watch every time. It reminds me of the last year we won the Grey Cup in '99. This thing haunts me like no tomorrow.
You know what doesn't haunt me, Rick? You know what doesn't haunt me?
Oh,
this doesn't haunt me.
He had it ready.
He had it ready. This doesn't haunt me. This doesn't. Especially, hey Rick, you'll like this.
What are you gonna do? Bring out the 19 or 21 one? Yeah, the two that you won in Hamilton. Go figures.
Yeah,
there you go.
Get it ready.
AJ's like, I'm still working on mine.
I'm still working on my hands. A little bit empty right now. I'm working on it. It's a process. It's the discipline I was talking about earlier, man. You gotta be patient.
We Bomber fans. It's fine. I say we Bomber fans had to wait 29 years, but I have not been alive 29 years. I didn't have to wait 29 years, but I have very much sympathy for those who did.
Hey, listen, I was 13 when we won our last Grey Cup. Okay,
you'll get one someday, right? You guys will.
I best be seeing us win another one before I pass on.
I sure there's 9 teams in the league. I sure hope so.
Yeah, well, I mean, who knows? Crazy. By then we might have a 10th one in the league.
There you go.
Hopefully.
There you go. And then I think we're almost wrapped up here. So what advice would you give to young athletes aspiring to play professional football?
Man, the only thing I can say, for me personally, it's my belief. The only way to get better at playing football is playing football. That's my personal belief.
Unless minus 25.
Unless unless it's minus 25, then you shouldn't be doing a lot of things outside.
There you go.
You can play football virtually. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, buy Madden. It's close enough. You know what I'm saying?
Buy college football now.
You know what I'm saying?
You can create your favorite player, Mr. AJ.
You could be an OC, a DC, all that stuff. It's going to be incredible. But no, for real, it's going to be just working on that time management, working on that discipline, absolutely, and trying your best to do something every day that gets you better at being a football player. whatever that may be, whatever that looks like to you, because it's going to look different to a lot of people, a lot of trainers, a lot of individuals, a lot of coaches. But doing that is all I can. You will get further than other people that don't. Right? That's just the reality. So do something that gets you better every day.
There we go. Words of wisdom to finish it off. So that's pretty much. I think that is pretty much. Unless Rick, do you got anything? I'll let you chime in.
I have two small things. First off, AJ, if you have anything that you want to throw out there and promote, you're more than welcome to.
Floor is yours if you got anything.
Like anything, things that you guys have in Regina that you guys want people to.
Any other restaurant recommendations? Anyway.
No, I'm gonna just shout out memories for now. The other ones don't pay me. You know what I'm saying? So my promotions are bought and earned. I can't be bribed. So if any of them are watching, I take cash, check, e-transfer, all that stuff and above. I do not have Venmo. We're working on it. So all that stuff. And no, that's pretty much
lovely.
Okay. The other thing that I was going to mention is to our viewers, I've plugged this a few times and I'm going to plug this again.
Yep.
There is some fans, and AJ, this is going to blow your mind.
Okay.
We are gathering together on August 31st.
Okay.
And there are some of us, it's for CFL Fights Cancer. Okay. We are walking from Toronto, BMO Field, to Tim Hortons Field.
Okay. That's a long walk.
To raise money. Hey, I'm only doing half of it, but there are fans that are doing the full walk.
That's a long walk.
So it's 15 hours.
That's a long walk.
There's anyone in the GTA area, feel free to join up. And I think that'll be Connor's got it on. He does it on his
Connor Sauve.
Yeah. So if you guys actually, if anyone's watching is interested in that, we actually have a link to Discord servers down in the description below, and Connor is in that. And so if you just ping him, he'll answer, and you'll be able to get that organized. That's for if anyone's interested. It actually, if you have the handle, like his Twitter handle, that'd be great, Rick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's either. It is Sauve, Sauve, Connor CONNOR, and it says first pinned comment at the top. He announced on June 16th that he was going to walk 65 kilometers from BMO Field to Tim Hortons Field.
That's
and there's a link. There's a link in that post for those people that want to donate to CFL Fans Fight Cancer.
That is an incredible cause, and I commend everybody doing that walk for sure.
Absolutely.
Good on you guys, man.
All right. Well, that was a very wholesome way to wrap this up. So, AJ, thank you so much for coming on. Honestly, we've had a blast. This has been a great time, and I am now convinced I need to buy college football, the college football game, and see how that goes.
And also, all those lovely fans that submitted questions as well.
Thank you. Yes, thank you to all the wonderful people who did that, and
appreciate you guys. For sure.
Keep up with that.
Usernames are hard. Ryan Coop. Appreciate y'all.
There you go. There you go. Even remember them. There you go. And usernames are hard. Yeah. There we go. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, and the Adam one in the CFC Discord, he's actually a farmer in Saskatchewan.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Well, Rider Nation, let's ride.
There you go. Well,
ride or die.
Ride or die, yes, sir.
Without further ado, thank you guys so much for tuning in to watch this or listen. I think this will be up on Spotify too, right, Rick?
Yes, it will be
on Spotify. Awesome. So we'll make sure to have that up there if you're listening on there. 5 stars. It would really help if you could do that. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe if you have not already. Check out some of our other player interviews, and we got our preview and review videos coming out every single week on the state of the CFL. And we will see you guys next time.